you're starting to prepare, what you have to prepare for, and how it's gonna go. So let's not waste much time. It's only 4 slides video. I didn't make it too long so as to save your time, but it's really extremely important to know where to start and how to start. So let's get started. My name is Dr. Smita Singh, and I have done my MBBS from abroad, China, and I have cleared my FMGE in December 2020. So without wasting any much time, let's go. I have divided this video into categories, which is like 3 categories basically. From first year to 4th year, I have kept into a 1 category. Then is the final year students, and then is the internship students. So let's discuss what about the students who are from first year to their 4th year of study have to do to be able to crack the exam when the time comes. So the best option I can tell you, the sources, the best option for your time period is the missed notes, the Unacademy app, and the single subject apps. The missed note is the basic. Like if you don't know anything about anything, like if you feel very fumbled and you don't know where to start from or what to look up, or you don't have anyone to tell you about, you should go for buying missed note. It's the cheaper version. It's cheap, accessible, available. You can have soft copies as well as hard copies of it from your friends, and if you want it, I could tell you a million source you can get it from, so that's not gonna be an issue, and it's really cheap. So you can start your preparation from there if you are first or second year or third years, even 4th year student, but you don't have any idea what's going on in your MBBS life. So that's one way to begin with. The another one is the Unacademy app. The Unacademy recently launched its NEET and FMG preparation section, which is quite good, and right now it's going on like subscription plus free things, and with subscription as well, it's like you can subscribe it for a month. So it's good, like when you're on your vacations or when you don't have that much of pressure from your college or a very tight schedule to be followed in your college days, and you're always in a rush. When you're in a chill, relaxed mode, you can maybe subscribe an Academy app for a month or 2 and make the best out of it, because there you can have your subjects, which year you're studying in. You can see them and you can have a basic concept of what you're gonna have to deal with once all of the years of MBBS education is done, to be able to sit in the next exam most probably, or the FMG exam if it still stays till then. So that is one good option, what I would tell my juniors. If I would have a brother or sister in MBBS, I would have surely made her or him take up these things. So that's why I'm telling you guys as well. And the single subjects app is a good option too, like Deepak Marwa sir and Smiley Pruthi ma'am, and many good faculty, like many of the good teachers from Prep Ladder and other platforms have their single subject apps, which you can subscribe and you can master one at a time. So like basically if you're in a first year, second year, and you really want to at least master one subject, then you can just have one subject subscription and go for it and give it your all. There is no point of buying a whole packaged integrated subject app in your second, third year, because you don't know half of the things what's gonna happen, like medicine and things like that. You have no idea about them, and then the subscription is gonna get over in a year, and then you have to go for it again and again. So I think this way of preparation is more affordable or smart, because right now there are a lot of sources available. Right now what you have to do is smartly choose which one you should go for in what period of time in, or what level of education you are in right now. So yeah, so for first year to 4th year students, these 3 things, you can choose any of it or all of it depending upon your need and how much you could give into it, like how much time you could dedicate to it. But what you need to make sure is that you have to have your own notes. Like making your own notes is extremely important, and you're gonna thank me later for this, because you have to have your notes in order to give your exam 4 years, 3 years, 5 years later. Because what you study now, there is no way you're gonna remember it when you have to sit in your next or FMG exam later on. You have to keep a written proof of it, that you studied it, so you can see it and remember, oh, you studied it. But trust me, sometimes it happens. I don't know about you all, maybe it doesn't happen to you, but sometimes it has happened to me that I have written something, studied something, and I opened it, I didn't revise it well, or I didn't revise it at all, and I opened it in like 3 years, 4 years later in my end of the MBBS, and I felt like it's my own handwriting, it's my own note, my own notebook, but I don't recall reading those things or remembering those things. But one or two times you go through them, then you get to have a feeling that yeah, you read it, and the memory you have lost somehow comes back, and it's really helpful. So you should have your own notes, and always leave some active space in this. This is like a must, which I used to do in my 10th and 12th as well, and which I have been doing now also. You have to leave some active space in your notebook. You can't fill it up from cover to cover. Leaving an active space gives you an opportunity to add on extra things later on which you come to know. Or in medicine, it's really like the science is really evolving, so you have to be open to the changes and updates, the ATLS updates, the guidelines, the WHO guidelines. They frequently change in 1 year or two, especially in community medicine, surgery. Some procedures get eliminated, some things get added on, so you have to have that active space. Leave 2 to 3 pages of your notebook after every chapter, so as in case of future updates after 2 years, you can still use those notes and add on the things which are missing from that note. So this is really important if you're making your own notes and things like that. So for the last year students in the intern year, the things are pretty much same. You can go for an integrated app, which would be like better for you, because now there is no time for the single subject thing to do. So either you can go for Marrow or PrepLadder. Personally, I have been using Marrow for 1.5 years or so, and I cleared my FMGE well enough. But many of my students have used PrepLadder, so I have seen many of people comparing between those two, but it works. Both the things work. I have cleared from Marrow. Many of my friends have cleared for PrepLadder, so the source wouldn't let your potential like down in any way. You just have to pick one. Just make your mind whatever you like, just pick one and go for it. Both are good. You can go for any of it. The next thing is they provide the notes as well. So the hard copy of the notes is provided to you as well, both in Marrow and PrepLadder. So if you're in your intern year, I would suggest you to not make your own notes, because making your own notes is a lot of hustle and a lot of hard work which you have to put in, and it's going to take a lot of your time. So you don't have that sort of time in your final years basically, and especially in your intern years. Like if you have to watch a 1 hour video or 1 hour module, then you would take minimum 1.5 hour if you have to write it simultaneously while you watch it as well. So that's going to be hard, and it's going to take much of your time. So written notes are good for you if you haven't made them before. But if you have made them before, you are one step ahead of everyone in your age cadre or in your educational level, because you already have it, and going through it while you're watching something is easier than making it and then reading. Like listening and writing it simultaneously is hard. Okay, so if you have it, then you only have to add on the points which are like excess or extra, and which you think you missed the last time, or there is any new update or things like that. So that's gonna be like that. And if you're buying the notes, then make sure you just don't flip it over like that. Make a habit of highlighting the important things or key points which you have to, in case you have to revise it swift and quick, you can just go through those highlighted areas or marked portions, and you don't have to go through the is, am, are, I, they, who kind of things in between. So that's going to save a lot of your time. So like personalize it, even if they are bought and already handwritten, personalize them in your own way, and it will be really easy to revise later on when you have 19 subjects all together and not just one subject to read on. And yeah, that's basically it. I wish someone would have told me these things when I was in my second year or third year. That would have been really great, but that's all right. I turned up fine, and I really hope you're gonna turn up way better than me. and I wish you all the luck. Just remember these last things, that also don't forget to look at the images concerning the topics, because with the changing pattern, as you all must be knowing, that images have become really important for us nowadays. And do MCQs of all the chapters you read on if you can. Like, that's a good thing to do if you should be able to do that. And give some tests if you can. Giving tests, I didn't give much tests. Even while sitting for my FMG, I personally never gave any mock test, but that's a very personal thing. You obviously, if you give a mock test and if you give tests, that's going to boost your preparation and that's going to help you prepare well. But don't give any test unprepared, I would say. Give tests if you're prepared enough, and if you think you have studied some subject well enough, you should give tests. Absolutely, no doubt about it. But I would say don't just sit in and give tests, like, just for the sake of giving a test, because that's going to, if you're going to score low, and obviously if you haven't studied enough, then you're going to score low, and then that's going to pull your morale down. So I would say prepare well and then study well. Like, give your tests, sit for your test, short subject test, grand test, whatever you like. I didn't give too much. I still don't give too much, but I think I should have a habit now. I should cultivate a habit to give them for my further studies and things like that. So yeah, and the basic guru mantra we all students of our MBBS and med school in foreign as well as in India go through. The basic mantra is revise, revise and revise. Everyone is talking about revision, so I guess you know already it's important. Yeah, so that's all. This was just a 4-slide video, which I thought is really important to share, especially for the juniors who are in their second year, third year and fourth year, going through a lot of things and looking at a lot of sources but don't know what to pick or where to start. So I really hope this could be helpful. Thank you for hearing and staying with me.